Hello everyone, welcome to Vishnu IAS. Today we are going to see about Prelims Model Questions Revision Day 17 by Vishnu IAS team. First question of the day, consider the following statements with respect to Genome India project. Okay, this is related to current affairs. Council of Scientific and Industrial Research CSIR will serve as the nodal point of this project. A genome is defined as an organism's complete set of RNA including all of its genes. Which of the statements given above is R or correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. And your answer is D, that is neither 1 nor 2. Okay, so both the statements are wrong. Let's see. Recently, the government has given clearance to an ambitious gene mapping project called Genome India project. This is an gene mapping project. Okay, so the project will involve 20 leading institutions, which includes the IIS in Bangalore and few IITs. Okay, that is Indian Institute of Sciences and Indian Institute of Technologies. Okay, so the IISc Center for Brain Research and Autonomous Institute that will serve as a nodal point of this project, and the main aim is to ultimately build a grid of the Indian reference genome. So in order to understand fully the type and the nature of disease and tries the comprise the diverse Indian population. So the ultimate aim is to build the grid of the Indian reference genome. So what is the purpose of building this reference genome is they can understand the type or nature of the diseases. So that is the main aim of building the grid of Indian reference genome. Okay, and the first stage of the project will took at the samples of 10,000 persons from all over the country from a grid. So that will enable the development of a reference genome. So they are going to take the samples. First stage of this project will be taking the samples of 10,000 persons from all over the country to form a grid. So that will give you the reference genome. Okay, so what is a genome? Is in every organism's genetic code. It contained the deoxyribose nucleic acid, that is DNA. So every organism's genetic code contains DNA. That is the building block of life. So the discovery that DNA is structured as double helix. So that discovery was done by James Watson and Francis Crick in 1953 and started the quest for understanding how genes dictate life, its traits, and what causes diseases. So a genome is all the genetic matter in an organism. So it is defined as the an organism's complete set of DNA including all of its genes. Okay, so including all of its genes, an organism's complete set of DNA is called as the genome. That is all genetic matter in an organism. Okay, next is question number 2. Consider the following statements with respect to Buoy robot sometimes seen in news recently. Okay, so it is an underwater robot developed for the underwater exploration in the extraterrestrial and icy waters, and it was developed by National Aeronautics Space Administration, that is NASA. So which of the statements given above is R or correct? A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. And your answer is C, that is both 1 and 2. Both the statements are correct. Let's see the explanation. That is NASA, they have recently displayed a nuclear underwater robot. Okay, so the underwater robot is for a mission. So that could one day search for the life in the ocean worlds beyond Earth. So beyond Earth, they could search for life in ocean. Okay, so that is the mission of this underwater robot. So recently, NASA displayed this new underwater robot. So the robot was known as Buoyant Rover for Under Ice Exploration, Buoy, is being developed for the underwater exploration in extraterrestrial and icy waters, and it could be used to explore Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus. Okay, so the main thing is it can be used to explore the Jupiter's moon and also Saturn's moon also. Okay, next is question number 3. Which one of the following authorities recommends the principles governing the grants in aid of the revenues of states out of the Consolidated Fund of India? Okay, so which of the authorities? Okay, they have given 4 options below. Okay, so which of these following authorities that recommends the principles governing the grants in aid of the revenues to the states of the Consolidated Fund of India? A. Finance Commission, B. Interstate Council, C. Union Ministry of Finance, and D. Public Accounts Committee. And your answer is A, that is Finance Commission. So let's see the explanation. Finance Commission is actually a constitutional body and it is constituted by the president. Okay, so and it is set up for 5 years or before. It lays down the rules by which the center should provide the grants in aid to states out of the Consolidated Fund of India and suggest measures to increase the resources of the state. Okay, so Finance Commission, it is a constitutional body. Okay, it is constituted by president. Okay, it is set up for every 5 years or even before also. The main thing is about Finance Commission is they are the one who lay down the rules by which the center government should provide the grants and aids to the states on the Consolidated Fund of India. So how they should provide the grants to each state. Okay, how the central government should provide the grants to each state, that rules are laid down by the Finance Commission, and they would also suggest measures to increase the resources of the state. So according to the Article 280, this also you should note. So when you read something related to this kind of questions, you have to read something from a static part also. So according to the Article 280 of the Constitution, the Finance Commission of India is required to make the recommendations to the President of India. Okay, they can make the recommendations to the President of India on the principles that should govern the grants and aids to the states by the center. That is, out of Consolidated Fund of India, it can recommend it can make the recommendations to the President of India on the principle that should govern the grants and aid. So that is the Article 280 of the Constitution. So this also you should know. Next is question number 4, which is a direct question. Emission gap report is published by which of the following organization? UN Environment, UN Development Program, UNESCO, Greenpeace International. And your answer is UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. Let's see the explanation. Okay, the United Nations Environment Program, they released the emission gap report, according to which India is the 4th largest emitter of greenhouse gases. Okay, so UNEP, this releases the emission gap report, according to which India is 4th largest emitter of GHGs, greenhouse gases. It is a flagship report from UNEP. Okay, so this report, that is emission gap report, it is a flagship report and it assesses the gap between the anticipated emissions in 2030, and every year it tries to it reports the futures ways to bridge the gap. So in this year report, this report is focusing on the potential of the energy transition in power, transport and building sectors, and efficiency in using the materials like iron, steel and cement. Okay, so this is the this year's report aim. Okay, so this report features the ways to bridge the gap. Okay, so India is 4th largest emitter of greenhouse gases. Next is question number 5. Consider the following statements with respect to Aditya L1 mission. It is the first Indian mission to study the sun. It was conceived as a 400 kg class satellite carrying one payload, the Visible Emission Line Coronagraph VELC. It was planned to launch in 800 km low Earth orbit. Which of the statement or statements given above is or correct? 1 only, 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. And your answer is D. That is, all the 3 statements are correct. Let's see the explanation. The Aditya mission, it was conceived as a 400 kg class satellite carrying one payload and the Visible Emission Light Coronagraph VELC, and it was planned to launch in an 800 km low Earth orbit. Okay, so the Aditya L1 mission, it was 400 kg class satellite. It carries one payload and the VELC and was planned to launch in an 800 km low Earth orbit, and the satellite it is placed in the halo orbit around the Lagrangian point 1, that is L1. Okay, so that is called the L1. Okay, satellite placed in the halo orbit around the Lagrangian point, that is of the Sun Earth system, has the major advantage of continuously viewing the sun without any occultation or eclipses. Okay, so a satellite, this is placed in the halo orbit around this L1 of the Sun Earth system. So that has the advantage. So what is the advantages? It can be viewed without any eclipses. Okay, can continuously view the sun without any eclipse. Okay, so that is the main advantage of placing that in L1. And therefore, the Aditya 1 mission has now been revised to Aditya L1. Okay, so since this Aditya 1 mission, okay, Aditya 1 mission, which is a class satellite of carrying one payload VLC, and it was planned to launch on the low Earth orbit. This, since it is placed in the halo orbit around the L1 of the Sun Earth system, so that has a major advantage of continuously viewing the sun without any eclipse. Okay, without any eclipse, it can be viewed. Okay, it can view the sun continuously. Okay, so because it is placed in this halo orbit around the L1, now this mission is called as the Aditya L1 mission. Okay, it has been now revised, and this will be inserted in the halo orbit around L1, that is nearly 1.5 million kilometer from the Earth. So it carries an additional 6 payloads with an enhanced science scope and objectives also. Okay. Who among the following constitute the National Development Council? Okay, Prime Minister, Chairman, Finance Commission, Minister of the Union Cabinet, Chief Ministers of the State. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. It's a 2013 question. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3 and 4, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And your answer is B. That is 1, 3 and 4 is the correct answer. That is Prime Minister, the Ministers of Union Cabinet, Chief Ministers of the State. Okay, so these people constitute the National Development Council. Let's see the explanation. National Development Council, it is composed of the following members. Okay, the members are Prime Minister as the chairman or head of the National Development Council, and all Union Cabinet Ministers since 1967, all the Union Cabinet Ministers are included. Chief Ministers of all the states. The Chief Ministers are administrators of all Union territories. Members of the Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog. Okay, so National Development Council, this is comprising the Prime Minister, Union Cabinet Ministers, State Chief Ministers, and the Lieutenant Governors of the Union territories. It was set up in 1952. Actually, it was an advisory body that provides the advices and recommendations on the proposals of the Planning Commission. So, it gives the advices and recommendations on the proposals of Planning Commission, that is the NDC, National Development Council. So next is question number 7. Which of the following statement is or not correct? Okay, you have to find the wrong statement. Article 370 allows the Jammu and Kashmir legislature to define the list of permanent residents of the state. Article 35A provides a temporary, transitional and special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Options are A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, neither 1 nor 2, D, both 1 and 2. And your answer is D, both 1 and 2. That is, both the statements are wrong. Okay. So let's see the explanation. Okay, you have to know about Article 35A and what is Article 370. So Article 35A, this allows the Jammu and Kashmir legislature to define the list of permanent residents of the state. Okay, so they have given in the statement as Article 370 is giving the definite list of the permanent residents. So that is why the first statement became wrong there. Okay, the correct answer is Article 35A. It provides the Jammu and Kashmir legislature. It defines the list of the permanent residents of the state. So Article 35A, it is added to the constitution through the Constitution Application to Jammu and Kashmir Order 1954, a presidential order. Okay, and the next is Article 370. Article 370, actually Article 370, it provides a temporary, transitional and special status to Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, the government recently has informed the parliament that no foreign government or organization can have any locus standi in repealing the Article 370. So they came in response to the question whether repeal of these articles in any way violate UN regulations or any international obligations of the country. This came in a reply to a question. Okay, the question is whether the repeal of these articles in any way it can violate the UN in any way it is violating the UN regulations or any international obligations of the country. So as a reply to this question, they have given that is Article 370. It provides a temporary, transitional and special status to the Jammu and Kashmir, and the recently government has informed the parliament that no foreign government or organization can have as locus standi in repealing the Article 370. Next is question 8. Okay, sixth schedule of the Indian Constitution deals with which of the following? Okay, allocation of seats in Rajya Sabha, list of recognized languages, provisions as to disqualification on ground of defection, provisions as to the administration of tribal areas. Okay, and your answer is D. That is provisions of the administration of tribal areas. You have to remember 5th schedule, 6th schedule, you have to remember for sure. Okay. Answer is D. And according to the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution, that deals with the administration of the tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. That is articles 244(2) and 275(1). Okay, 6th schedule of the Constitution, it deals with the administration of tribal areas. And recently, National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes, they deliberated the issue of inclusion of Union Territory of Ladakh under the 5th or 6th schedule of the Constitution of India. Okay. And regions inhabited by the following scheduled tribes, namely Balti, Beda, Bot, Boto, Brokpa, Drokpa, Dart, Shin, Changpa, Gara, Mon, Purigpa. So the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution, it deals with the administration of tribal areas. Next is question number 9. There is a parliamentary system of government in India because Lok Sabha is elected directly by the people. Parliament can amend the constitution. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. Council of Ministers is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Okay, why there is a question is the parliamentary system of government in India is because of what? What is the reason for that? Okay. Answer is D. That is, Council of Ministers is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Let's see the explanation. The reason is collective responsibility. Okay, it is a bedrock principle of any parliamentary government. Okay, and the ministers, when you see in India, the ministers are responsible to the parliament in general and to the Lok Sabha according to the Article 75. They act as a team, they swim and sink together. Okay, the principles of this collective responsibility, that implies, that shows you that Lok Sabha can remove the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. So, the collective responsibility is that Lok Sabha has the power to remove the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister from their office by passing vote of no confidence. Okay, so the ministers are collectively responsible to the Parliament in general and Lok Sabha to the in particular. Okay, so according to this, answer is D. Next is question number 10. With respect to Nishta program, consider the following statements. It aims to identify and encourage talented kids to enrich their skills and knowledge. It was launched by Ministry of Human Resource and Development. Okay. Which of the statements given above is R or correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. And your answer is B. That is, only second statement is correct. Let's see the explanation. National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancement, that is Nishta. Okay, so it is, the main aim of this Nishta is to improve the learning outcomes at the elementary level through the integrated teacher training program. This is not for kids, this is an integrated teacher training program. Main aim is to improve the learning outcomes at the elementary level. From the elementary level itself, we have to improve the learning outcomes. That is the main aim. So, how they are going to bring this learning outcome? Through the integrated teacher training program. So, this integrated program main aim is to build the capacities of around 42 lakh participants, covering all the teachers and heads of the schools at the elementary level in all the government school and faculty members of the state councils, education research and training and other educational department also. Okay, so it is an integrated training which will motivate and equip the teachers. Okay, that will encourage them and it will make them encourage the kids for the critical thinking in the students and handle the diverse situation and act as a first level counselors. Okay, and Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program, that is DRU. The main aim of this is to identify and encourage talented kids to enrich their skills and knowledge. Okay, so according in the question they have given the statement right, in order to encourage the talented kids and to enrich their skills and knowledge. So that program is called DRU, Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program. It is not Nishta. Nishta is for, it aims to improve the learning outcomes at the elementary level through training by giving the integrated training to the teachers. So NISTA is for teachers and Dhruv is for the kids. And Dhruv, it acts as a platform to explore the talented, outshining and meritorious students. Okay, to find out those kind of talented students. Okay, they are who are meritorious students, and help them to achieve their excellence in their specific areas of interest. And this area of interest can be science, art, creative writing, etc. Okay, so according to this, answer is B. That's all. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe our channel, okay, and like this video and share it to your friends. And join our Telegram channel to get info about the daily current affairs and to get value added materials. Thank you.